Welcome to Fairfax with Fairfax. Follow us on our pilgrimage to the new world on YouTube, Keith Fairfax Comedy, Facebook, Keith Fairfax, and Instagram, Mr. Fairfax.
Previously on X-Men.
Welcome to Fairfax with Fairfax on this season with Keith Fairfax. You're here with me right now. I'm ready to give you the podcast that you've been waiting for right now. So wait no longer. Keith Fairfax coming to
Follow me with the help of the X-Men.
and then it went into a real episode.
What character is that? Follow me with the help of the X-Men.
Yes, that's the only one. That's the only voice they get right is what's his name?
Which one? I love
He's
that
the buff silver dude that turns into in
it's
the movies.
Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus. That's who
That's
Colossus.
Colossus.
Yeah, that's Colossus's voice.
You didn't like Wolverine's voice in that?
No, but they got Colossus's voice right in the movie and in the cartoon.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
it, per the cartoon.
He was always
like,
he was always like, "Hello, X-Men."
Yes,
yeah, he was always very Russian.
Yeah, so they kept that at least. They could have just made him black out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah. Well,
we could use some more black X-Men. I'm for that. I'm with that movement.
how many
more.
black X-Men are there? I'm trying to like.
Well, you know what? I appreciate them putting Storm out there on the forefront like they did.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Black Panther 2, right? Beyonce no less is playing Storm. I hear.
Well, I meant Storm back in the day. They gave
back
her
in the day?
they gave
Well,
her.
she had the whole Wakanda thing. Like,
Well, the thing they gave her the nod was
Yeah.
she was very African at first, and then she went from
Yeah.
being very African to just not.
yeah, like at the time.
No, she went from being African to Southern.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
'Cause she was
yeah.
from the original stories that she was taken from her village as a young girl
Right.
from Africa,
Yeah.
and then later on they were like, well, she's from Mississippi or something like
You're
that.
right. Yeah, she's just a Southern belle now.
Yeah, but they gave her. I remember at one point they kind of turned her. It was like Rogue, like, oh, you guys grew up right next to each other. Like she was from Tennessee, and then like Rogue was always from New Orleans, and I'm just like.
They were big on X-Men was big on those backstories too because they had Gambit from Louisiana, and they focused heavy on like
a lot of Southern.
But everybody's backstory would eventually come back to get them at some point in time.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was always some horrible backstory about someone who'd been like, well, what's your story? Well, my parents nearly drowned me to death. And eventually the dad comes back and he's super powered and he's going to try to kill me. Like,
Well, I heard that mutants were loosely based off of slaves.
they're based off of this is the story basically. It was based off of the civil rights.
Well,
movement
allegedly.
in general.
All right, so that's
No,
what I heard.
But all of it.
I heard the same thing. Okay,
it's
then
always been a metaphor for.
all right, I
all
thought you were gonna go somewhere different with it. I heard the same thing. All right, good.
It's not that kind of show.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna be like, well, listen,
It's only about being gay. It's always been about civil rights movements of all kinds.
right. Okay, I heard the same shit. Yeah,
But yeah, it's just, it's
I mean, but you know what? It hit home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It actually
I love
like
X-Men.
that was when they were like when cartoons could send a message and they didn't. You know what? They did beat it. They did beat that message into you, but it wasn't so blatant.
They were clever about it.
Right? It wasn't. It was like it wasn't so blatant.
It's
Thanks,
like the
Slim.
deep. What the hell is that?
He
Fucking
turned off the
ghost.
light. Fucking
Ghost. All right, no, it's a god.
Yeah, but it wasn't so blatant as it is now, where it's like, we need a gay cartoon character stat.
I have an interesting view. My friend Alfred talks about this all the time, and he always says like, if you want diversity, make diversity. Like it's always his problem. Every once in a while they'd be like, we're gonna do a one shot with a black Batman, which is great. But at the same time, it's like, okay, it's a one shot. You're not doing anything.
Right.
Make a black character. Am I wrong?
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I mean,
know
like,
what I mean?
I love what
Everybody's
they-
always asking for diversity. Make diversity.
I love what they did with Miles Morales. Like they killed that. That worked out very well.
Of
Worked
making
out very well.
diversity.
They didn't force it down your throat either. It was just done well.
Well, they didn't just make him Peter Parker.
Right, exactly.
You know
That's what
I
it
mean?
was,
Like,
right.
I'm sorry. Everybody who's listening, it's like, what the fuck are these two talking about? This is some serious shit, all right?
You don't have to disclaim it. Just go.
But, like, the Miles Morales thing fucking worked, man. Like, they were, and it like, works on, like, a level, like, did you see, like, Enter the Spider-Verse where they basically did his origin? Dude, the whole Prowler thing and all that,
Right.
like, but it didn't feel like comic booky. Like, yeah, it was comic booky.
But you know what? They did interject the other Spider-Mans from the other Spider-Verses without bastardizing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which,
So
like,
it
happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I point no further than X-Men 3 and Spider-Man 3 for bastardizations of stuff. Like, those to me are the most offensive films as a comic book fan. Like, it's so offensive what they fucking did in that movie.
I mean, you could tell when Stan Lee was like fully out of it, like when he no longer had a hand in the movies.
Yeah,
like,
and then Disney comes along. He's like, hey, Spider friends.
yeah, let's
like,
Disney-fy this up.
Yeah, well, like, the Marvel Universe was fucking everywhere. Like, they didn't have, like Spider-Man was awesome and X-Men's great, right? Those fucking movies rule. And then, like, after that, with the exception of, like, X-Men 2, like, most of those movies suck.
Yeah.
Like, most of them are not great. X-Men 3 is atrocious. Like, Spider-Man 3 is, like, funny for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like, everybody's like, how's the pie? It's so good. Like, it's such terrible lines in that movie. He does a dance in it. It's a meme to this day. So much so that anytime any superhero movie comes out and he has dark hair, everybody's like, nope, they're going to Spider-Man 3 it again. I was burned too hard back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the movies for what they are. I try not to get too hung up on the small
Me too.
things, but
no, that's what I mean. I try not to get hung up on it because so many people, because you can't enjoy anything.
you know, speaking of can't enjoy anything.
Oh, boy, there you go. I'm sorry. That was a great intro. It was fun.
Yeah, speaking of can't enjoy anything. Well, hey, but this is Fairfax with Fairfax, and I'm your host, Keith Fairfax. Back with me again is Joe. I just keep having Joe back because we have great chemistry. He has dreamy eyes. You know,
that's the most
whole
attention
nine.
I've got
Yeah,
in the last 2 years.
and nobody doubts it.
Thank you, friend, who I call friend.
Yeah, over the weekend, sports was. I mean, my football team did well. I'm a Colts fan, so we're 3-1, so I'm happy about that. The Jets and Giants were just
not
abysmal.
No, it's not good.
Abysmal. I mean, they can't get out of their own way. The Jets want that pick. They might as well just they're on their way. They might as well just get the draft
Giants
pick.
are just like still trying, but like the Jets at this point are like, yeah, we're gonna get that because it's just it's so bad. It's so bad, man.
Watching the Lakers-Miami game is at halftime right now, and it's 49-47. I'm pissed the Celtics lost, but
I know you are. You're a lifelong Celtics fan.
Yeah, Miami is giving them quite a run now. I'm not mad at what Miami's doing out there. They found a way to stick it to LeBron a little bit and AD with Kelly Olynyk going out to the three-point position, hanging at the three-point line. You have to respect it. So AD can't hang out in the paint as much as he was before. But, you know, they're forcing Bam to make shots. I like that also. This is a good NBA Finals.
Sound excited about it.
Yeah, this is a good NBA Finals. So, I mean, I'm happy that Miami's showing fight. I was thought they might just lay down, but I'm happy that Miami's showing some fight.
Did LeBron walk off? I thought I saw something that he walked off.
Yeah, he walked off with time left on the clock. Like with the shot clock.
Isaiah Thomas them?
No, but he did it with the shot clock still in effect. So it's like the fact that he did that. So shot clock sounds now, since he walked off the court, we have to bring another player in, buzz him in, so he can come in and we can run out the last
because he decided
second
to go
and
to
a
the
half.
back.
Right. All he had to do was stay on the court for one more whistle, then he could have went out.
Now,
you know?
is that, like, in the long run, is that one of those things where it's like he's trying to show his team? And I'm not like, I'm just curious because, like, I don't follow basketball as hard as you, but is that something where it's like, I'm trying to show the team that I'm, because he's like, LeBron, I'm disappointed in
He
them.
probably thought the shot clock was going to run all the way out. He probably didn't realize there would still be time left in the game
so
after the shot clock.
You think he just fucked up?
No, a lot of players will walk off the court as the time expires, but it's just the fact the shot clock was still in effect. He probably just didn't realize it wasn't going to run all the way because there was only like a second and a half left.
Oh, okay.
But still, because he wasn't on the floor, they had to send another player. You know what I mean?
Sure. All right.
You know, it was just it was a dickheadish is what it was. You know,
you always hear that one story about like these, particularly in basketball. It's always a story about they left early. They left early. We have.
You're trying to send a statement, but it just backfired this particular
Michael
time.
Jordan still won't talk to Isaiah Thomas to this day.
I think they probably do. I think bygones are bygones.
You don't. Did you watch? You see him in fucking?
Yeah.
He shows him the thing. He was like, "You can show it to me." Well, I know what he's gonna say.
Jordan is the constant. He's my favorite player because will will win.
Yeah.
No one had that will to win like Jordan had.
He's
I
a
love
psychopath.
that. Yeah.
He's a
it's
psychopath. He is.
just creating storylines in his head of things that are happening to him, so that way he could muster up that fight.
It is that but he's also that guy who's like, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to step on you. I'm going to dance on your goddamn grave. Like, he was like, I will defeat you in every, like, he always came at you so hard. Like, that's why everybody's like, LeBron or Jordan. I'm like, I feel like LeBron at this stage doesn't scare anybody. I feel like people were terrified of Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan stopped people from getting rings. Everybody who's supposed to have a ring in this era has one.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, there's no fear at LeBron. People want to run at LeBron like it's a challenge. Nobody.
Well, and they know it was like, worst case scenario, we could just play with him.
Exactly.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I could just go play with him.
With Mike.
He wanted to beat Mike.
Yeah, that was it, because Mike was going to fucking beat you. He was going to do everything he could. Ah, man. Nah, fuck LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, off the court, big fan of LeBron.
No, I'll say that player, but you're not. If you're gonna go player, what's the argument that I always hear? It's like 6 championships. It's the only argument. It's the only argument I need.
Yeah, it stands by itself. It's 6 rings.
Yeah,
whenever I see Brady in those videos and he's just clinging his hands together with all them rings, I'm just like, damn, Brady, I hate your guts, but you are a winner.
Now he's on the Bucks.
But when he's just when I see him in those videos where he's just clinging his hands together and all them rings are just knocking around, he doesn't even care.
In that moment, I wish he would just talk like Tron from the Chappelle Show. Like, that's what I wish Tom Brady just at this point just went like, he went to Florida. Like, I wish he just went full like, yeah, I'm a winner, bitch, or some shit like that. Like, he's not like he's at this point he's Brett Favre'd himself. Like, he's probably either gonna I think he's either gonna stay in the Bucks, he's gonna go to another team, and then he's gonna like sort of quietly retire.
You're a little breathy in the thing.
Sorry.
Pull it down.
I don't want to
pop. You're like popping into the mic.
Let theater training pop my plosives. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, off the court, LeBron is the man, but on the court, he does these little bitch ass moves
I was gonna say,
that
he's a little bit of a bitch, right?
Yeah, I just never. It always left a bad taste in my mouth. All the things that he does, from everything from the decision on down. When he did the decision, that was corny, and then everything he's done from then is just like, I was like, this guy. I was like, this can't be my hero. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta be honest.
I don't know.
LeBron seems like the kind of guy who, like, if we were in class together, he would be like, oh, we got homework over the weekend, teacher. Like, he kind of seems like he always like, he's like, no, I got the ear of management. I'm like, that to me says teacher's pet, man. That to me says, you want to who the fuck wants to be friends with the guy who loves the teacher?
Like, come on, guys, let's kill it.
Yeah, no,
guys, let's kill it. Come on.
Fuck you, teacher's pet.
Come on, guys, this weekend, let's all get it done. Come on, pizza party next Friday. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Yeah, that's for you, dude. Like, you're gonna get the star at the end of the day.
Wild. I mean, but like I said, this is a pretty entertaining finals, nonetheless. Something else happened in sports.
I know you love your sports. You form a little like, what was it, baseball?
I mean, the Yankees are doing
poorly.
They're doing well, actually, which I hate. Yeah, they blew out.
4-5 last I saw.
Yeah, they blew them out. The Yankees blew out the Rays last game. I was so pissed. I was like, keep it close in the 9th inning. I was just hoping they kept it close.
Is this a stretch for Tampa Bay? Because I remember Tampa Bay's been but no, didn't they come up in the ranks over the last?
Yeah, Tampa Bay. Listen, right now it's the 6th inning. It's 6-4 Tampa Bay.
4-6. Tampa Bay's in the lead.
Yeah, but the Yankees hit bombs.
That's true.
They are the Bronx Bombers. I give them credit. They have been crushing home runs. Stanton, Judge, the whole lot of them. They got young kids hitting home runs. Everybody's running in.
Aaron Judge is. I love Aaron Judge. But I understand.
All I want the Yankees to do is lose, but none of my dreams come true.
I just like baseball. I like watching baseball so much. Like, I never like got an affinity for any team because like I think some of the best sports stories of all time come out of baseball.
Yeah, they do have great storylines. Yeah, they do.
Not
have
even
great
storylines, but I legit. It's like game of anticipation. So I literally like. Yeah, I used to have like three fantasy teams and everything like that. Like I got deep. Now I'm like more of a casual viewer and I love it.
All right.
And everything. That's why. But I never really kind of like attached myself to it. Like, yeah, like I root for like the Yankees And everybody's gonna hate me because this makes me a shitty baseball fan. I know, but also like go fuck yourselves because I don't care.
I mean, the Yankees fan is normally a bandwagon fan anyway, so don't worry about it. You're just with the rest of them.
Yeah, but I don't like. I'm not one of those guys that's like, the bandwagon fan. Like, I admit I'm like a casual bandwagon fan, but I love baseball. Like, I know enough about baseball where I know the sport. But those guys that like, remember in like The Simpsons when Homer's like the isotopes suck,
Yeah.
and then he all of a sudden he's like, "What are you watching?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The isotopes suck," and they're like, "What are you talking about, Homer? In the World Series?" And then he comes back in with all this shit. He's like, "Woo, Topes rule." I know a bunch of guys like that, particularly Patriots fans.
Yeah, I mean, they're fair weather, a lot of them, too. They're like
Yeah.
Chinese businessmen. You know what I mean? They just come to games. It is,
I just enjoy going to the game.
Yeah, your
for the
American
experience,
client
of
brings you
course,
to
yes.
a game, and you wear a Knicks shirt or a Yankees shirt, and you're a part of the team.
You're the girlfriend that goes there. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You're the
you
girlfriend
know.
that comes along. It's like, I want the pink jersey.
Fall asleep in the 7th inning. I get it. It's just
Are we going to go
typical-
now? Or we can leave early, right?
Typical
No,
Yankees fans. Filth.
Everybody's going to hate me. All my Yankees friends are like, you didn't tear him apart. I'm like, no, I don't care.
Yeah, the Yankees suck. They just bought chips, but now that the Mets have a fancy new owner, I
That's
can't
true.
wait to start
Actually,
buying some championships too.
I'm very happy the Mets finally have a new owner because it was just it wasn't working out.
Yeah. Well, it'll start thing. You know what? In time, we will all know. In time, we're all going to see. I say this, we're on a 2-year plan. I'm not going to say we're going to get them next year because of COVID went down, but we're on a 2-year plan, and I think that good things are coming to Queens.
Well, it used to be back in the day, dirty money would be the money to success, right? You know, back in like the 50s, you just needed some corrupt backing and you were going to win. Now, with the Wilpons, it just didn't seem to go that way.
No, it has not. And
They're also just idiots.
Yeah.
Fuck the Wilpons. There it is. I said it.
Well, I'm glad they're out. Well, on their way out. Yeah, you gotta have to push them out. But it's like everybody hates Dolan. I'm like, guy does. We know what it is. He lets hockey people take care of hockey with the Rangers, but when it comes to the Knicks, he just has to. He loves it so much. He just has to touch it in metal. He's like, I gotta be there.
Knicks? Yeah, I've heard this before from a lot of like fucking Knicks fans and everything. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
the
when
hell?
it comes to the Rangers, he just lets hockey people take care of hockey.
I feel like because hockey's like a borderline cult, actually. Like, I'm gonna shit on hockey. Like, I have a lot of friends who are hockey fans, and it comes off very like people are amazed when I'm not like deep. Like, I can watch hockey. I'm not one of those guys that's like fuck hockey, but there's like a cult that comes with hockey. Like, I don't know what it is.
I mean, the game is good to go see it live.
Yeah,
I
I've
have to
been
say
to a
that.
live hockey game before.
I didn't realize how I was like, hockey's not really for me. And then I saw a game live, and I was like, I get it. I get live. I got it. Yeah, it was like it made sense.
No, like, I don't know. I can't really watch it on TV. Like, it's like, I don't know. But like, it's very culty to me. Like, I know a lot of obviously I know a lot of Rangers and Isles fans, and like one or two like what is it, Devils or New Jersey, the Devils.
Yes,
I know like a couple
Devils, yeah.
Devils fans, but it's very like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like the way that they talk to each other seems like a different language to me. I don't know. Maybe they're speaking Canadian. I don't know. But like, it just seems very like culty. Everybody grows the beards at the same time. Everybody wears the same jerseys. Everybody has the same.
It's called camaraderie. Yeah, that's all it is.
I've never had friends, so I don't know what that's like.
Well, now you can learn a thing or two. Next time you're sitting down with your friends, you should check on the new season of Cobra Kai because that shit is fire.
What new season? Is it out yet? Third season?
No, the third season's coming out.
No, don't say that. That show's amazing.
Yeah, third season's coming out, and they confirmed their fourth season. Very happy about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I got a friend of mine that's like very like, oh, I don't want that because he's like, they were intending to end it with the third season. I'm like, so what? More awesomeness? More Johnny Lawrence being hilarious?
They did a really good job with it. Very happy.
Dude,
they did a really good job.
I was so excited to see Ralph Macchio come back as kind of a dick.
Yes, they played it perfectly. But what I do hate is I saw the new trailer for Saved by the Bell.
Yo, can we talk about this? Because I've heard about. Here's the thing.
I mean,
I felt like they were trying to Cobra Kai this.
well, they have Zach as the
He's like a businessman that like he's the governor.
Yeah. Zach is the governor. AC Slater is a gym coach.
At Bayside?
Yeah. Zach's son is in it. He goes to the school or something like that.
Oh, what's his kid's name?
I did not look that deeply into it. I'm not sure.
It's like, I feel like it's one of those things that, like, is it Zach? I feel like it's going to be like Zach Jr. Like, it's gonna,
It might be something like that. Yeah,
like,
I think.
all right, so how corny did it look? I feel like this is corny because
I guess we got to let it play out, but it didn't look good.
I feel like some people said that about Cobra Kai before it came out.
Yeah, you're very true.
I
Yep,
feel
you're
like
right.
some
I'm
people
gonna give it a
said-
chance. No, I'm definitely gonna give it a chance.
Well, also, what's it coming out on? Crackle?
No, I think it's coming out on something like
Is it like NBC? Is it a TV network or is it a streaming service?
streaming service, I believe.
So you're telling me AC? Are they getting like everybody? Like is Lisa Turtle? Like is Screech?
I heard
gonna
that
be in it?
Lisa looks bad. Screech flew off the rails. I did not see him in the trailers, but he flew off the rails, so I highly doubt they're gonna use Screech being that.
Yeah, he made that porn, didn't he?
I mean, that's not why. I mean, he flew off. He went to jail. I mean,
they said he stabbed somebody
yes. He stabbed someone in a bar, I believe.
in Colorado,
Right.
if I remember correctly.
Right.
What the fuck?
And Mr. Belding has accusations of being
Is he a child molester? That's child molester.
no, not child molester, just more of a
Pervert?
creep. Yeah, more
Like
of a
what?
creep.
All right, what level of creep are you talking about?
Like goes to colleges and it's like, hey, I'm Mr. Belding.
Suck
and,
my dick, I'm
yeah,
Mr. Belding.
Right, yeah, more of that vibe. Yeah, a little bit of that energy.
He's like, hey, what is going on here? Whoop. Like, wait a minute. How much ass are you, like, does he get a lot of asses, Mr. Belding?
Supposedly does pretty well. Like, cause they know him. You know, like if you had an older brother or sister, you know, even if you go to college now, you got an older brother or
so
sister.
he's banging like moms and shit?
No, he's trying to bang like college girls. Yeah, he's trying to bang like college
So,
girls.
all right, well, there's
Yeah.
like a nostalgia movement. So I could, like, that's weird to me that's what it is, man. TV, that's what we got to do, Keith. One day, man, you get your own TV show, man. You'll bang as much ass as you want.
I'm not really into that, banging as much as I want. I kind of just want one wholesome girl to call my own.
That's not what you told me.
That's what I want.
All right. No, but it's so funny to me that Mr. Belding, like, that's so funny. Like, of all guys, he was in like a movie. I saw him pop up in like a couple like prominent films, like a couple of years ago. Like I was like, that's you know, or like TV shows or something.
I don't know if they
like,
were prominent, but I know he's made his way onto like he might have been in like Sharknado 5 or something like
there was
that.
a
He might have
TV
been in one of
show.
those.
He was like a senator or something. It's funny. All right, so new Saved by the Bell looks like it's shitty. I hope they're definitely gonna get what's her name. What? No, there's Lisa, Zach,
Jesse Spano.
they gotta get
Yeah, she's around.
How do you
yeah,
not have Jesse Spano? If nothing else, they should finally have, because it didn't Saved by the Bell basically end with the marriage of Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Zach? Wasn't that like how it basically they went to like
I believe
Hawaii
so.
and got married, right?
Yeah, I believe there's I only remember those epic endings like
It was like big 2-part episodes, but they meant something back in the day.
right. I remember the epic endings like in Dinosaurs when
we talked about
yeah,
that.
we
When the
talked about
world
this,
ends.
yeah, when the world ends. Yeah, I like stuff like that. I don't remember too much.
St. Elsewhere, where it's all in a child's head.
Yeah, I remember the Cheers ending episode of Cheers.
It's just, but isn't it just like? I don't remember that one.
I think
I remember the Seinfeld one. They just kind of leave.
Yeah, they all at the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all at the court, and then they get out, and they just no, they don't. Did they get out? They don't get out.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they don't get
I have
out.
to
I don't
rewatch
believe
some of
it. I
these
think they're
things.
just in jail, like kind of like just like
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
yeah, they're just there in jail.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a show about assholes. So,
Yeah. It was a good ending. I mean, better than The Sopranos.
or they just walk through a door vaguely.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. The
well.
Sopranos ending was based off of what like Autumn Couldn't Drive.
Well,
was
like that
the-
guy came out later and said like the creator was just like everything was metaphorical in that show, and I'm like, but you made such.
Yeah,
a
I was joking.
But what'd you say?
I said Autumn Couldn't Drive. That was the.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my ADD kicked in.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
But you know what? I think Saved by the Bell. I'm gonna give it a chance.
I'm definitely gonna watch
definitely
it.
give it a chance.
I've actually think I've inadvertently seen every episode of that show because I watched it in the morning before I go to school.
And I'm assuming that like
Remember the college years?
yes, but I'm assuming that like Zach and Mario Lopez definitely
They're not friends anymore, right?
Not in in real life or the.
No, I mean, no, they're definitely friends.
Yeah, but
And
they're
Zach
probably best
Morris,
buds, yeah.
John Paul Gosselaar's done well for himself too as an actor. Like
Yeah.
he's like him and Mario Lopez. Like Mario Lopez has like been on every entertainment.
I mean, if you need a guy to open up a show, if you need a guy to open up a new game show, or
Yeah, but like
or just
that's not a bad
host.
career. I'd trade places with Mario Lopez. I'm sure the guy's very fucking well off for himself.
Guy hasn't aged a bit.
No, he looks the fucking same. It's crazy.
Guy hasn't aged a bit.
He looks this. He just has less of a mullet. That's it. That's crazy.
Pretty
to
sure
me.
the guy's a pussy magnet, far as the eye can
No,
see.
I mean, who does a fuck? Who does? You don't want to talk about All right, you were talking about Mr. Belding getting ass. Like, if that was AC Slater.
He's probably married with kids or something like that.
Yeah, but if he wasn't, if he was just like a puss hound.
Yeah. I mean, well, Tatum's back on the market. I heard he's just cleaning up.
Yeah, his wife was hot as shit anyway, so he's probably just going to get another hot. He's Channing Tatum.
Yeah, he was on Instagram with like a new puppy. He was like, new addition to the family. I was just like, you don't even need
You
that,
are
bro.
getting like just.
I was like, he just added a puppy to the mix just to be doing it.
Yeah, we know what that is. As guys, like we can sit there and be like, I know what you're doing, motherfucker.
I call it icing on the cake.
He's one of those guys that I look at and get mad at. Like I get mad and then like forgive him for it every once in a while. Like, but I'm just like, God damn, like what the? You are so hot. Like you are just like that's the kind of guy you are, right?
I mean, he just walks through life just on rose petals.
Yeah, like
he lives like Prince Hakeem's life, like from
there
you
you
know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly.
But his Zamunda is like Long Beach.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much right. You know, but like, it's one of those things where I look at it and I'm like, dating's hard enough, and like, do you want, like, do you really want to just throw like Channing Tatum into the mix of fantasy for women that's completely unattainable?
Well,
like,
when you're a chick and you're with Channing Tatum, you're more or less just happy to be there. I was talking to a friend of mine. One of her good friends, fucked Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
And
was she a model?
No,
I heard he like only fucks French models.
No, she wasn't. But she was just a good looking, regular. She was a good looking chick in just the world. And supposedly they went back to his place. He made her go face down, ass up. He put on like music canceling.
This is what I've heard. He had headphones on.
Yeah, he put
on
music canceling headphones and sunglasses and just like fucked her, and then that was it. That was it.
All right, so you just confirmed something for me because I always heard a rumor. So like, there's this story that out in the Hamptons, like Leonardo DiCaprio was out there, and one night he had like 5 girls there, and he had them all lined up on the like. He had like a party, and there was like a room where he had like 5 girls up on the wall. And like willingly, like not even like no drugs, like these were just like 5 groupies and he had the sunglasses, the headphones, and he just fucked them. Well, and that was it. That was his thing.
But if you're DiCaprio and you've been getting pussy since Gilbert Grape, you like, it's all you probably got to get in the zone. You know what I mean? I imagine it's like there's some guys who can't get hard anymore, and it's just like no matter what they think of, they just can't get hard anymore.
Just because of the amount of ass they've gotten?
He probably has to get in the zone so much of just like. Can't believe it took me that long to win. You know what I mean?
So you think it's like a requirement for him to even get in order for me to come, I have to.
Yeah, he has to go to this space in his head where
what does he
it's
listen to in the headphones? Is it is it like weird like Beethoven, or is it something even funnier? Like I like to pop on a little Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, and then I plow away.
It's just Titanic audio.
Oh my God!
It's just
is it something dark? It's just like Ted Bundy's interview tapes. Like
crazy.
Oh my God, that's crazy, dude. I'm you fucking like I've heard this for years from a couple friends of mine.
Yeah, I mean, she said that. I was like, what did she say? Did she enjoy it? She said, yeah. She was like, it was like.
What Leo was this? Like, what era Leo was this? Are we talking like Gangs of New York Leo? Are we talking like. Because Leo's kind of fat now, so
we'll say under a decade.
So that's like, was that like just after? Is that like Departed Leo?
I would say probably more along the lines of Departed Leo.
Oh,
yeah.
so that was like fucking like hot, like
he was prime Leo.
That was prime Leo.
Yeah, he was prime Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was a girl, I'd want to get fucked by that kind of prime Leo.
Right, that's the Leo you'd want to get fucked by.
Yeah,
You were going to get
Departed
fucked.
Leo.
Yeah,
Fuck
Departed
yeah,
Leo.
fucking push me up against the wall and rape me. Go ahead. Don't edit that in.
Well,
cut that out. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, Landis, edit that out.
No, there it is. Fuck you, dude.
You know what to do, Landis.
Here's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying like that is like if it like that Leo's. Oh man, and sunglasses and like noise canceling headphones. He probably had the Bose ones too.
He probably doesn't like to be looked at as he does his business. You know what I mean? That's what he's like. I just go back, do my business, and then
Do you think he's more intimate with people that he loves?
I don't think he loves. I think Leo's.
No, I don't think he does either. I think he's like.
Well, you know what? I would have said that about a lot of different
right?
type of guys, but then Mariah Carey just put out a tell-all about fucking Derek Jeter, and she was talking about how sensual he was the whole time.
Didn't she try to do the same thing to Eminem? But he already put like all that out there too. Like
I don't know what she said about it.
Mariah Carey's in this weird phase right now of like. I'm gonna tell
fucking the cannon. I mean, that's the weird phase I think that she's in. She's fucking the cannon.
What a phase though that was. Like I hate Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his comedy. I'm not a fan of.
I don't even like I can't even.
I hate that turban.
His stand-up special. He has 2, by the way. An hour special on like HBO.
Yeah.
Like that's like I watched it because I thought maybe I'm hating on it. Maybe I'm just bitter. I don't want to be one of those bitter comedians. I really don't, dude. Like I hate that kind of mentality. And yet I was like, all right, I'm gonna give Nick Cannon a fair chance. I watched both of these fucking things, and like I know a lot of other like shows have like gone in depth on this, but it is the hackiest shit I have ever watched in my entire life. He literally has no punchlines. His punchlines are non-existent. And he's just like screaming like, I host fucking the show and shit. And everybody's like, oh, this. He does nothing.
Yeah, that was really bad. I mean, that was his hour was really bad. I seen his little.
What is he wear? He had like a turban, like a biker jacket on. And like I think like a burqa, like a dashik. What did he have? Like a long.
And his catchphase was, "But I got that dick though."
Was that? Oh, that's right. I got that good dick.
Dick though. Yeah.
Isn't that like the? It's the whole special was just like, don't worry, I fuck good. Like you had an hour special to tell the whole world that you fuck good. Like how insecure.
I never understood like bravado comedy. Like I'm so cool. Yeah, like I'm so. The only person that did it and got away with it was Dice.
That was what I was saying. But I feel like everybody sees what Dice did. But even he admits, like, it's a character. Because if you listen to any Dice do it, like, if you listen to Dice Clay in any interview, he's actually pretty, like, self-deprecating and shit and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, it's a character. But, like, nowadays, everybody goes in there and it's like, how do you go up on stage and go, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I got a great dick. Let me tell you how many motherfuckers I fuck. Like,
yeah, I can't go up on stage. Like, I can't even.
Like, very few people can do that and make it funny.
I can't fake going on stage telling comedy and it being like, hey, this is how awesome I was. Even at any point in time in my life, for every moment of awesomeness I've had 30 moments of just dog shit.
Yeah, but like, I would love for you to go out there, just do that as a joke. Like, let me tell you, would you go out there and be like, oh man, let me tell you what it's like. I got to put it in and not just a little bit.
Yeah, but then it's just like all that doubt creeps in of all the times where it just sucked.
Yeah,
you know, it's
like I couldn't go out there and be like, I say any of that shit. Like I don't get shit. I don't
because it doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound
really
real.
Don't. Like it's hard for me to get girls to begin with. I'm a sad man when it comes to dating. So like I can't go up there and be like, let me tell you how much pussy I get and how big my dick is, because it's not. It's adequate at best. I don't want to gloat about it.
Well, actually, I just had a date that I'll tell you about on our way back from the break. So we're gonna break now.
Oh, we got date stories?
Yeah, we're gonna break now, and I'll tell you about the. Actually, it wasn't a bad date. It just, I don't know. I guess I refuse to play the game of like lying, just to make everything right. You know what I mean?
Just you mean like putting on the masks?
Yeah, I could have just put on the mask and it's just like, oh, you know, I believe in what you believe in, and we know
I feel like that's an age thing.
Yeah,
too.
It's just like
you just stop giving a fuck.
Yeah, I would have to really be desperate to fall back into that. I'm like, I'd rather just not. It's just too much of a headache to play that game of the back.
I get that. I do understand
that
at this point.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that on the way back. And this is Fairfax with Fairfax.
My favorite song.
Yeah. See you after the break. So then I told him, you kiss my ass, and everybody started laughing. Hey, gang. Fairfax here. Just a friendly reminder. This weekend, when you're getting out there, it's fall. So this weekend and the weekends to come, I just want you to remember, most of my subscribers are local. The circle in town, the people in the circle have the right of way. Okay? Everybody in the circle has the right of way. You're going to yield to the traffic in the circle. So don't bust into the fucking circle. Okay? People in the circle have the right of way. And stop pumpkin picking and apple picking. It's stupid. No one needs... How many apples could you possibly need in a sitting? 5? 6 apples? Who's eating apples every day? And they're dirty and they have worms on them and stuff and pesticides. Why are you apple picking and pumpkin picking all the time? Stay off of Sound Avenue. Stay off of the main roads. Go home. Go back to your shanties. That's a friendly reminder from Keith Fairfax. Micromice from Mars. Micromice from Mars.
You don't know the actual words to this one, do you?
No, they didn't even try, really. They just were like, we're going to make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we're going to make them on bikes.
Those toys were awesome. I
They're
had a
going to be
couple of
mice.
those toys.
Yeah, they were great. Great toys.
That was when toys were made first. Then they made a cartoon off of it.
Yes, my father, what did he say? He saw me playing with G.I. Joe, and he says, dolls, he said, stop playing with your dollies. They're gay, and smacked them out of my hands. Yeah.
G.I. Joes were like legit action figures, man. Those aren't even dolls.
Well, after he called them dollies, I didn't want to play with them anymore.
Oh, man, but they had so many cool guns.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. Once he called them dollies, it just really put a bad taste in my mouth.
So you would never, like, is that like, you have like every time you walk into like a collectible store, do you see old G.I. Joes? Do you get like,
I just see dollies all over the place.
All of a sudden Keith just starts going, dollies, 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 dollies. We have to get him out of KB Toys. No.
And then, and what else he used to do, what used to really embarrass me the most is he used to call all underwear panties. So he like
that
say
would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, like say if like I had friends over, he was like,
got your panties on?
He's like, I went to the store. You need fresh panties and t-shirts.
See, he's wrong to call all underwear panties.
Didn't give two shakes of a rat's ass about my self-esteem, the fact that I had to then explain to my friends that I was not actually wearing. I would have to like pull down my pants in front of my friends, like, look, guys, no, not panties, not panties.
It's like, you like all of your friends. All of a sudden, you're just up there playing fucking Nintendo or some shit, and all of a sudden, your dad, you're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna kick your ass in Primal Rage," and then like, "Hey, Keith,
like this motherfucker got panties on."
All of a sudden, look at you, it's like, "Yo, Keith, what's your dad talking about?"
Yeah, my dad was my dad was a bit of a wild alcoholic when I was young.
Show us your fucking underwear, Keith.
Yeah, I would always sag my pants so everybody could see that I had on drawers.
It's not a style. It's just to show people that don't wear fucking panties.
You see my drawers, okay? You see that these ain't panties, okay?
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, these are Victoria's Secret Fruit of Balloons, okay?
See, my dad just called everything drawers.
No, I hated it, man. My dad called it all panties. He was like, you need clean panties, or you left your panties on the floor, like crazy, crazy.
Panties on the floor.
Wild. I hated that shit.
I'd hate that shit. It sounds like a nightmare and a half. If my dad looked at me, he's like, "You left your panties on the floor." I'd be like, "What is wrong with you? On what fucking planet do you think that this is how you call underwear, like for everything?" Yeah,
that shit really hurt my feelings.
Oh, man, I'd be sad too, though. Playing my G.I. Joes in the closet so he can't find me.
Yeah, so but right before break, I was telling you, I was playing for a while. I had stopped doing all dating apps and stuff because they kind of suck. But you can't meet anybody out because of COVID, so you can't meet anybody out. So dating apps are the only way to go.
That was a great transition.
Yeah,
from going to your panties.
From panties to
so
panties.
Wait, like what do you have? Like all the did you like try all of them? Because I had a friend who was
this is the only Hinge. So Howard, this is the hierarchy. Tinder. If you're looking for like a real connection,
I don't really know. So
yeah, if you're looking for a real connection, I would to probably say Bumble. But with Bumble, the girl has to hit you up first, so she already has to kind of be into you a little bit to start a conversation with you.
I'm a little shy.
Yeah, so Bumble is the girl talks to you first. Tinder used to be just a fuck fest.
Yeah, not anymore though, right?
No, not anymore. Now it's like legit. You can you can do some legit dating on Tinder now.
It's still kind of like I'm not into you, but like what do you want to do to make this work type shit.
Hinge is probably more invasive than both of them, but
so what's because so Tinder is sort of like a standard dating app. Bumble, the girl talks first. What's the difference between them and Hinge? Is Hinge like different?
Yeah, Hinge is different in every single way. Hinge asks you a multitude of questions before you even sign on to like really try to see where you fall in line.
What, like Match.com? Didn't Match.com make you fill like 20 pages?
Yeah, similar like that. But they really try to find out where you range and then try to hook you up with somebody who has the same likes that you have or within the same like 50 questions. It was a lot of questions. I forgot how many questions, but it was a lot of questions.
50? Like, and you set this up on your phone? Or is this
you set this up on your phone.
50 questions is a lot.
Hinge seems to think that I'm attracted to what I would call sea mules.
What the hell's a sea mule? So C, like the letter C or like C?
No, like a mule in the sea.
So like SEAC.
Yes. Yeah.
So
like
what the fuck? Is this?
if you put
all I could picture is something just.
if you put fins on a mule and push it out into sea, Hin seems to think that I'm attracted to sea mules.
What? How did this happen when you finished? It says you are.
Bro, the only girls that come up that like, well, the only girls that like me look like, they look like Big Worm in Next Friday.
So this is a nice way of saying that fat chicks are into you.
Any girl that's hot that likes me, it's always like.
What? It just sounds like a long story.
I feel like they think I'm somebody else. Like,
what do you mean?
Like
You think you have to put on like a mask or some shit? Is that what you're saying? Like you think?
I don't know. From the word go, I feel like they think I'm somebody else.
Are you talking about how? All right. So like, I feel like when you're young, maybe this is an age thing, but I feel like when you're younger, like the lengths I would go to get laid.
Oh yeah,
like,
I would. Anything.
Like the ridiculous shit I would make up, and not like in any kind of like for like I mean on like a very like low level of like. Some girl would be like, it's like, hey, I'm studying art. And I'm like, I love art. And I would like I don't go on my phone real quick. I'm like, have you seen the exhibit? Like I would just pretend to be into something just to get a girl to like me, man. Like, I don't know if I can do that anymore. I don't know if I can put up with like, if like at this point in like my dating thing, like I look at it this way. If you're not in, like if you have a problem, we say like people have such conviction nowadays, especially in America. So like, you have to be like completely compatible with somebody or they're going to they hate you forever. I feel like if you have one thing that they don't like you'll never hear the end of it. Like, and I mean that for like any dating. That's not women in general. I feel like that's how it is. Compatibility nowadays is like,
people really want to feel a genuine connection and they feel like they need to, like we need to be locked and loaded across the board. The thing about opposites attracting, I feel like that shit's out the window now.
Yeah,
people want to date like I see a lot of couples now. I'm like, are you dating your brother?
Oh man, that shit looks weird.
I hate that shit.
A lot of are so fucking similar.
Yeah, you look eerily similar.
Dude, that shit is creepy. I've seen that before, and these motherfuckers like finish their sentences and shit. And I'm like, man, I don't. It just seems like you're getting a hand job from your sister. Like.
Listen, I don't care about, you want to call each other Schnooky and, you got pet names for each other. I understand that. Boobikins this.
People are so into
Boo
each
Bear
other.
that. I get it, but I don't know. Everybody wants, like, I met a girl on, that's what I was saying. I met a girl on Tinder.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, it's fine. I met a girl on Tinder and she had a great sense of humor. We hit it off. She was a white feminist who also, she also had she was like, also the Black Lives Matter thing. I was like, I hear she met, we matched. I was like, I get it. When she like talked to me, she needed me to like hate Trump with vitriol.
Yeah,
like she was like, the main reason why she said that it didn't work out between me and her is because I was like,
you didn't want to burn
I was like,
his house
Trump's
down?
personality. I was like, he's kind of just like one of the guys as a personality. I was like, but as a president, he's just not presidential, and he's done a lot of shit that I dislike. You know what I mean? But I don't have like he's not someone I see every day. Like if I chose not to listen to politics, like my life wouldn't change that drastically one way or the other. Yeah. So it's not like he has personally done something to me where I have this hate and anger towards him. I don't live my life that way.
You just turn the TV off.
Yeah, I could just, I could just turn or, I don't
Especially
have that.
Especially in this day and age with the fucking like cult of personality, especially and I'm not even I feel like people who vote for Trump, like you're not voting for a Republican Party. The personality. They're voting for they like the personality, man.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a guy like me, and I agree like that. Like Trump is kind of like a guy like me, but like just like a regular guy.
Fucks porn stars.
But that's not who I want as I don't want me to be president.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I don't want a guy like me
isn't
to
that
be
what
president.
we've always talked about? Like at one point in my life, I'm like, man, if I had enough money to fuck a porn star. And like I do look at it and I'm like, I can't believe I don't like this guy. Like I don't have this vitriol. Like I don't stand up on a fucking soapbox and list 3,000 reasons why he's a terrible person. I do what you do. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn this off.
Like this.
whatever. I don't want to hear him talk.
Like I just read a report. Like to me, there's worse people that hate because I just read a report today that across 4 or 5 states they just rescued 79 kids over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, what is that? I read about this too.
Well, not to go too far off topic, but like I hate the guys.
Oh, they concentrate on Trump?
No. I hate the guys that were trafficking children into sex slavery. Yeah. I hate that person.
That's awful. I agree.
But like Trump does not give me that hate.
No,
you know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Like I was trying to explain to her. I was like, well, there's real people to hate out there.
Yeah.
I was like, my hatred doesn't go to him. My hatred goes to whoever the police caught that were trafficking 79 kids across 4 states, ages 6 to 17. And selling them into sex trade and slavery.
It's all terrible.
I hate that person way more than I hate Donald Trump. Like, that's not even a comparison.
There's did you hear that Rick Moranis got assaulted?
Yes.
I lost my fucking mind because I kind of had the same thing that you were talking about because they were like, of all the shit going on in this world, of all the terrible things, of all the people that you could punch, like go up and really punch and really be like, fuck you. You chose Rick Moranis. Why? Why did you choose Rick Moranis? Because you didn't like the ending to My Blue Heaven or some shit? No,
he probably didn't even realize it was Rick Moranis. That's the whole thing. I feel like he was one of those things when he went home, he was like, holy shit, I punched a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids guy in the face.
It was somebody else.
I think
there's that son of a bitch who's been sleeping with Essel.
No, he just probably was having a listen. He had an I Love New York shirt on. Guy loves New York. I feel like he was just a guy having a day, and he saw a guy who was an easy target, and he punched him.
Look
He
at
was
this fucking dweeb. I'm gonna knock him.
When I look at Rick Moranis' face, though, I'm like, he
Punchable.
does have a punchable face. He does have like that face.
I will go on record of saying I fucking love Rick Moranis.
Love Rick Moranis. Yeah.
I'm also going to go on record of saying I agree with Keith.
He does have a very
because he's kind of like,
face. Yeah, right? Yeah.
He's like, hey guys, like.
I also get that.
Maybe the dude was just having a bad day, and maybe he's never seen a Rick Moranis movie. He goes, that guy, he looks punchable. I'm just gonna.
No, everyone. If you're black and you've not seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, then you've definitely seen Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh fuck yeah!
And you've seen Ghostbusters 1 and 2. So you know who Rick Moranis is in the black community.
Dude,
you know
he's
what I mean?
he's been referred to as a national treasure before. Like he stopped acting because his wife died and he wanted to be a full-time dad.
What a great guy!
You punched this guy? You just talked about 79 kids.
I guarantee you, he does not know who Rick Moranis is. I mean, he didn't know who he was at the time, but now it's probably like, fuck.
I feel like we're in the era where we're gonna have to deal with the fact that there's gonna be, especially because Rick Moranis left. Like, there's just people who don't know who he is now.
Right.
We live in that era.
But back on top.
I'm sorry.
Stop saying sorry. So what happened was
I apologize.
So she hated the fact that I did not, denounce Trump as he should have, the Proud Boys, because he didn't want to ruin his base. But
we'll talk about that later.
She was pissed that I wouldn't do that. And like I didn't,
but
I didn't have
stand
that
on a soapbox and say,
like,
fuck him.
Yeah, that I didn't hate him. You know what I mean? It was just like, I was like, no, I don't. And then she was, another thing is, I told her that I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music, and she said I can never be with somebody who doesn't listen to music because that's how I communicate.
I feel like that's some hippie shit. That's it.
I was like, it's not that I don't listen to music. I just listen to podcasts.
I hate
more
that shit. I'm gonna go on record right now. Is I fucking hate that shit. I hate that that deep spiritual. Like first of all, I do love music, but also if you're not into music, let's move past that and talk about something else. Or maybe.
Oh, speaking of music, your boy died.
Oh, Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, rest in peace. I'll say a quick thing about Eddie Van Halen because I do love fucking metal and rock and roll and everything. I have respect for Eddie Van Halen. I'm not going to claim to be a huge Van Halen fan, but I'm a huge Pantera fan. And if you know who Pantera is, there's a guy named Dimebag Darrell. He talked about Eddie Van Halen in every interview. He tried to imitate him all the time with what he was doing. So rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. You probably did more coke and fucking fucked more girls than Leonardo DiCaprio on a Thursday night.
You know, it's funny. No one's attacking Eddie Van Halen. I bet you he fucked a lot of 14-year-old groupies in his day. A lot of youngins.
Yeah, but they were asking for it. No, I'm just
kidding. No, granted, they were there. They were asking.
But
for it.
Oh man, that's a weird area because the '70s groupies were. That's a whole nother tangent. I can't go on that.
No, listen. I feel like everybody from that era gets a pass, and they should.
I feel, but there's interviews, and I'm not
those girls aren't coming out now saying their lives are ruined.
Who are 70 now, who's just I've seen Keith Richards' cock 70 times. I went in with the idea of seeing Keith Richards' cock at fucking 15 years old.
Yeah, as she's smoking a Misty 120
through her fucking tracheotomy.
right. She's smoking a Virginia Slim.
It's always there's a fucking documentary called like The Red Dog. It's about this old strip club and everything. I was watching the trailer for it, and it's literally like girls like that, like, you know, like, yeah, I did a little heroin when I was pregnant with Jeff, but you know, I didn't stop. Like,
so he came over to me. I was like, "Come to Bubby," and then I sucked him off.
he just goes, "Did your mother tell you everything we used to do in that place?" "Dad, they didn't tell you when I fucked the bike handle." "Okay."
You haven't lived till you blew Marlboro smoke on a guy's pole.
Oh man, you ever slide down a pole with Crisco and motor oil?
Those were the good old days.
Those are the good old days. Back when HIV was just a fucking...
Like, you see this boob job? I got this done in Nam. Hilarious.
Oh my god. But yeah, like that era does get like a pass because, like, I don't know, that was a free love era. So there's a lot of weird...
All I should have done.
I feel like nobody from that era came out in the Me Too. Like, nobody came, like, except for the Bill Cosby people.
They were veterans. Hardened veterans.
Yeah, they were like, no, we came back from the war and we wanted to fuck. Nobody gave a damn.
Those girls were like, you know what I had to do to get backstage? I had to blow him, 2 camera guys, a security guard, and this guy just to get to...
Yeah, I feel like that was their plan. That was their plan the whole time. It's like, no, I'm going in with the intention to blow people. Like, it's just...
Yeah, she said it. And then I finally got to the blow bang of my... I finally got to the blow bang of my dreams.
It turns out it was, what's the fucking guy's name?
Yeah, I fucked Eddie Van Halen and his cousin.
Eddie Van Halen's like a triumph. That's like, I fucked Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, but she's like, yeah, I fucked Eddie Van Halen, his cousin Oscar, and his nephew Trent.
Yeah, like, yo, that's fucking crazy too. Like, I had a teacher in English, my English teacher in high school. Like, one of the reasons we connected, this is just a funny side note because we're talking about Eddie Van Halen, but I'm a big Motley Crue fan, and she loved Motley Crue. And I found out when I graduated, I'm like, and I never asked her about this, and I think I can. Like, she was like, yeah, like, you're a Motley Crue fan? Like, when I graduated, the month before I graduated, I'm like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, I was on their tour bus all the time. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there's only one way. Like,
I bet you've done some shit. And, like, proudly said it. Like, wasn't like, I was on the tour bus and my documentary is coming out soon on Netflix.
No, I bet you she had a ton of respect and dignity, and she kind of was just along for the hang, and they kind of just treated her like one of the guys.
I mean, there are those group of groupies that are just kind of there to, like, be there and do drugs. That is like a thing.
And they're also fucking.
Yeah, not as much as the girls who are just
right.
There
They're not being tossed around. They're not being tossed around, but they're fucking.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like, you read any rock star fucking biography, like, that's amazing to me. Like, all of the people that I expect, like, nobody fucking called out Ric Flair or anything like that shit.
They were happy to be there.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when he popped, he would do it. Woo!
It was amazing because I was waiting for it. I'm like, who's fucking calling out? Who's 16 time? Anyway.
Yeah. Pick up that Rolex.
People that done kiss stealing. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but what I should have did was play the game, and all I do was tell her I hate Trump, and that I should have said I hate Trump.
So you could have went like the easy way of been like, yeah, I hate him.
And then we probably be on our 3rd, 4th date right now.
I hate him. Can I have a hand job now?
You know what I mean? But it was just like I couldn't play the game of just like, no, it's not actually how.
Isn't it like tiresome though at a certain point? Because then think about the long game. Because then you're like, now I have to if suppose you end up liking this girl like a little bit, then you're gonna like now every time that's
why I don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
I can't live
a lie
anymore. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like you're a huge Trump supporter, but you're not one of those people that's like, oh, I feel the need to post like. I'm not going to go record a video in my truck and then post it on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not a supporter of him or Biden, but what I did see, which I do like, is that somebody was telling me about, what was it called? It was called RCV, rank candidate voting.
What's rank candidate voting?
So
I'm very
supposedly
stupid when
it's
it comes
like,
to
all right, so the
politics.
4 top candidates run, and then you vote for all 4 of them, and whoever comes in first is the president, whoever comes in second is the vice president. It's like this. It
sounds like high school stuff,
but
it's awesome.
That would be more like so you might have Trump as president and Biden as vice president.
That would be,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
the greatest sitcom in the world.
So,
but
now. Like that would be more along the lines of how. So that way,
so it's like second place gets vice president,
right?
That's essentially what third place gets what secretary, or whatever.
But it's a way of
Speaker of the House.
kind of. Instead of it being just left or right, You know what I mean? Instead of it just being left or right, more of a.
Wasn't that how it's supposed to be? Like, I'm not like.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, if people, a
It's
lot of
a
people hate
melting pot.
a lot of people hate that it's left and right, but I'm like, all right, so not this year, but try to get another, try to get a third party system. I mean, I don't know what.
I think the thing that annoys me most, like, not even like, I understand there's a lot of people who aren't just Republican and aren't just Democrat, but also like, I feel like we'd be a lot better off of all these. Like, I feel like there's a lot of political like they're nerds for politics. And I feel like those are the people that are causing the most of the problems right now.
Right.
Like, if you're obsessed with any aspect, or you should, like, it's not a baseball player, man. Like, you can't go out there. It really isn't. This is a different thing. Like, if you're obsessed with politics and a politician, like, you're kind of a fucking nerd, and I hate you. Like, you are, man, because
a lot of people do it for the trolling aspect of it, though. You know what I mean? They just know it makes other people mad, so they'll do it for that aspect. But yeah, I can never be that invested into politics like that. I like politics because I like the fun of politics.
Oh, it's hilarious. I agree.
Yeah, but I'm not like some people just will die on a mountain of anything.
That's what I can't take.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, like,
you're gonna die on that hill for
why?
For what?
What? What's your prize?
So you think that he cares about you at all?
Yeah, like, literally. And I mean that. Like, do you really think Trump even knows who you are? He doesn't. He doesn't care about you. You're going to die on that hill? Like, whatever, man.
And then, like, they're like, well, Trump's a racist. I'm like, yeah, I'll show you 10 pages of things where Biden has said. Biden has been a senator since 1973. He said a lot of racist shit.
Yes. I do believe he was not a fan of integration in schools, right?
No, he was not a fan of integration in schools. He said that he didn't want his kids' school to become a racial jungle.
Yeah, like I've seen that before.
Yeah, so it's like, let's not pretend that the other side of the grass is greener.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I agree. Like,
but I'm also tired of voting for senior citizens too. Like,
dude, it's just.
Let's get
did
some
you
young
watch
Kennedy
that
types
fucking
around
debate?
here.
Did you watch it?
I mean, what was there to watch? I mean,
dude, the only thing I can say about it is this: they kept talking over each other at an extent that I was like, this is ridiculous,
horrible.
It's like they are just yelling at each, like, "Mah, mah," like, "Mah."
And the moderator, it's like, hey, moderate.
Chris Wallace looked like he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I did not want this
Do
job.
some moderating.
But he also just seemed like, I can't. It's like, again, it seemed like the nurse at the nursing home was like, guys, we can't watch. It's not movie night. You have to take your pills.
I like the cutting off the mic system. What happened to that? I like the cutting off the mic system.
Yeah, dude, they need to do something. They need to do some Oscar shit, man. Like this, if you're 2 minutes, like, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, Trump didn't prepare it, and it fucking showed. Hilarious, though it was. He was just like, I'm going to take 15, 35 minutes with this one. I'm like...
just like Baldwin. It was pretty much they had Baldwin and Jim Carrey. Yeah,
they kind of nailed it. Yeah. Like, not the funniest thing, but as far as, like, what it was, I'm like, yeah, that's what it was.
Jim Carrey with his mannerisms murdered it. His mannerisms were spot on.
It kind of reminded me of Fire Marshal Bill. I think that's why I liked it so much.
Yeah, he did have a lot of... It was a lot of Fire Marshal Bill in his Joe Biden.
He talks about, he's like, I'm not saying we want it to happen, but just imagine if it did. But like, yeah, like that, the one thing that I was like, is when they were like Chris Wallace. I know, the little I know about politics, I do know that Chris Wallace is like, he's like a Republican.
Well, they picked him because he's a Fox guy, and
he's a Fox guy,
Trump
right?
doesn't like him. So that's why
it was like,
that's why it was like fair, because like, well, he is a Republican, but Trump doesn't like him, so he's.
I feel like at this point, I feel like there's a difference between being a Republican and like a Trump supporter. I really do.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like there's a vast difference between it.
Well, right now everything's far left or far right. There's no common ground. Yeah,
I think and I've met
like you can't like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's
exactly. No, then fuck you, right?
Right.
But like. With the moderation and everything, like he just goes out there and he basically said, like, it's so funny to me that he just basically goes out there and it's like, just, hey man, you don't like white supremacy, right? And he just just goes, oh, just, hey guys, stand down. I'm like, did you understand the question? Like, did you understand?
He just had to blow it off because he was like, well, a lot of white supremacists do vote for me, so I'm not going to totally demolish a quarter of my base by.
Because I will say this, I know that he went out like, all right, so the Charlottesville thing, which the only thing that ever made me mad, because like,
well, he denounced white supremacy then.
He did, but he didn't do it. Like, he did it like 3 days later.
Right.
He did it like 3 days later, but he did like, because I saw the video. He went out there and he said like, there's no place for Nazis and everything like that. But like, it's weird because he did it like at like 3 p.m. on like a Wednesday when like.
When white supremacy sleeps.
Exactly, or whatever. But like, it was just weird. It went out, but he did go out there and do that. But it was just weird to me. It's like, all right, so you went out there and did that. Like, what did you think? Did nobody watch that? You're like, oh, this is when all the KKK members are sleeping.
Well, the whole thing is when people actually. Well, now it's like if I
why
ask you a
couldn't he do it
question-
again? That's like a weird question to me.
Well, now everybody is like, well, if I ask you a question, I want you to say it again, and I want you to say it louder than you said it last time. It's like, I mean, just like Trump just stuck it to everybody by saying he's not going to go over the stimulus check situation, another round of stimulus checks until he wins. He said, I won't talk about it until
That's
I win.
mafia rules. It's like, fuck you, I'm holding your money. I'm holding your money until you fucking.
Just like when Ruth died, like she didn't have to die in seat. Or people are mad that Trump got to pick who he wanted to pick. I'm like, well, he's the president.
She could have stepped down.
She could have stepped down a while ago. She didn't have to die, and she knew her health was declining. I mean, you're old as shit. You're like, you knew your health was declining. Like,
I feel like that's also that era though of just like, I'll never be taken down. You know what I mean?
But that's like
I agree with what you're saying.
She did with
wow,
with
we're
a lot of
real
people.
on here, aren't we?
No, not necessarily. But she did with like it's like Trump said he won't do a peaceful relinquish of power. Like she died with all the power that she had. Like people, once you have power, you don't want to relinquish it.
Yeah, that's my point.
Like anybody who has power, even if you start out doing the best positive shit in the world,
can I ask a question?
You want more power.
What's he gonna do? Like everybody's freaked out. I was like, he's gonna fucking raid the. I don't. Like he's not gonna press a button and like golden like soldiers wearing golden flak vests are gonna come out. He's not a Bond villain.
And people keep saying you're gonna see what happened when Trump gets elected again. I'm like, he was elected. He's been in office for
4 years.
Yeah,
it's not great. I
remember
agree.
when people talking about they were gonna kill Obama if he got elected. Like, oh, he's gonna die on that podium. This, that, the other thing. Nothing fucking happened to him.
No one's gonna shoot.
Now they're talking
Trump.
about like if Trump wins again, this is gonna. But he's been in what has happened in the last 3 years and 9 months.
It really
he
kind of honestly, I'm going to say this right now. It reminds me of the Bush era a little bit of like not in like what he's done, but as far as like how Bush would just kind of walk around, and you kind of knew that he wasn't really doing anything,
kind of wag his dick
and
a
you'd
little.
see Dick Cheney like. Like you knew that like this guy isn't really doing anything.
Well, that was the good.
That's
old
what I
boy.
feel about Trump. I feel like he kind of is just like this doddering sort of like jerk off. Like he's like a jerk, right? Like he's just like he's
like a playboy jerk.
He's
Yeah.
like a dude that comes at a bar. He's like the loud guy and everything. He probably buys drinks for a few people, but he like makes like really like off-color jokes and everything. And then eventually you're like, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Like you've been here for like 4 hours.
Right.
Now, and he doesn't leave a tip. He never tips.
He talks to the point where he'll eventually rub you the wrong way.
Yeah, and then like he never tips. He drops like a black card, and then he leaves you like $5 on a $300 bill, and then he's gonna come back the next day, and your boss is like, well, you gotta let him drink because of the business.
Right. So everybody knows that guy.
That's who Trump is. He's that guy.
He's very relatable to a lot of people. He's very relatable. It's like I know a guy like him.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't really like him because I'm like, I know a guy like that. Fucking, he owes me $10. Like, he seems like but that's what I mean. I think he walks around like I did this.
Well, the fact
like
that he's
everybody else is trying to run the country around him, and he's like,
the fact that he's back in the office after catching COVID is
that's
people
so
are hitting
funny.
that. And I know the second round of the
I just think it's
debates
funny
are
that
going to be canceled, being that he has COVID also because it falls within the 14-day quarantine.
do you think he really had it, or do you think he was like, I don't want to do this again?
I think he really had it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. All right, but we're going to cut to break and come back with a couple more fun topics. We're going to talk about we got a couple of fun topics coming up for the next break, but we'll talk to you soon. This is Keith Fairfax, and I'll catch you after the break. Yeah, so the guy says that he's a world-renowned chef. I seen the guy put salt and pepper on his steak and say voila, and I'm supposed to be impressed? Hey, gang, this is Food for Thought with Keith Fairfax. Why is it okay to bring kids to a winery? People are getting drunk, wilding out, people are cursing, smoking cigars. I know I do. I know I'm definitely cursing and smoking cigars. And you got all your responsibility in a stroller right next to you. All your responsibility is a kid. And then you bring them around belligerent drunks at cider houses and wineries. Why is it okay? I don't understand it. But I understand wanting to go, time went on, and having your kids with you without the sitter. So it is killing two birds with one stone. That's food for thought.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you'll see it. Octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sound wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at Human Testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic school bus. Alligator nostril, climb on the magic school bus. Sink a plankton too, on our magic school bus. Drop the river of lava on the magic school bus. Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just
I don't know.
It's a great song. I forgot how awesome that song was.
It seems racist to me. I don't know why.
It
Call
does
me
come off a
crazy.
little like
I don't know
like,
why.
like a room full of white people asked for a black voice, right?
And where was this Jamaican dude during? Because he was talking to Mrs. Fizzle. I feel like
Frizzle.
Frizzle.
No,
he was talking to Mrs. Frizzle. I felt like, or was he talking to a random woman, or was it Mrs. Frizzle?
Wait, and what do you mean what?
Like, you know, he has the back and forth with a white woman in the song.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was maybe it's not.
I thought it was a
Frizzle.
group of people, isn't he? I thought I pictured the lead. He's like the lead guy, and there's like backup singers behind him.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what I thought. I thought it
maybe.
sounded like
All
a
right.
couple.
Yeah, right.
I can understand why your brain would go there and play though.
It just I'm hearing it back now, and I'm just like, you know what? It has a racist tinge to it that I don't like.
It's catchy though. You have to admit.
And it was only
You were dancing. You can't take that back.
because I remember it brought back good memories. But now that I have my wits about me, I feel like there might have been some racism afoot.
Maybe. I mean, how many?
Was it? How many
What was
black
Magic
kids in
School
this
Bus
Frizzle?
a diverse? Was it all white kids?
No, it was more diverse than a lot of shit.
Yeah, I remember there was one Asian kid. I remember that.
It was that they hit the tone button twice for an Asian kid,
Yeah,
3 times for Puerto Rican, and then they would just hold that motherfucker to get a black kid.
and then they had that one ginger kid named Arnold or some shit. He looked
never
like
really
when Chucky grew up in Rugrats. That's what I always thought that's what it was.
What I liked about it was Miss Fizzle struck me as the type of woman that I had to tell she had been with a couple black dudes before.
Yeah, Miss Frizzle was hot. If she was my teacher, I'd be like, that was my hot redhead teacher.
I know for a fact she'd been with a
She
couple
looked
black dudes.
exactly. Actually, that was fucking crazy because like she looked exactly like this English teacher that like no, it was it was English or something like that in middle school, and I remember like she was like the hot redheaded teacher, and I remember like everybody was just like everybody was always just like asking her to dress up as
Did you
Miss
have
Frizzle.
bangable teachers in your school?
We did. We had a couple bangable teachers. Like I remember we had a couple. Like we had one girl who like looked like Mariah Carey. Actually, you're talking about her, and I remember distinctly like because she looked like Mariah Carey when she came in to be she was a substitute teacher, as most as most points
Yeah, I
go.
would say the hottest teacher that
The
we
hottest
had was
teachers
a
are
sub.
always substitute
Yeah,
teachers.
yeah.
I feel like that's not even a movie
No, she
thing.
was a what is it when the teacher does a class with a real teacher? She's a
TA.
TA. That's
Yo,
what she was.
so
Yeah,
there
she
was this
we had a
really
hot TA
hot
in biology. Yeah.
I remember there was a really hot TA when I was in middle school called Miss. Miss was like,
you should not use her real.
God, I shouldn't use her real
Yeah.
name. Well, you're not going to bleep that out, right? We're raw. Definitely bleep that out.
Bleep that out in post. Yeah.
Definitely bleep that out.
Yeah.
She was really hot though. She was really, really, really hot, and it was one of those things where, like, do you remember like the hot TA that like all the guys would like gush over and everything,
Mm-hmm.
like get all stupid. That was Miss. Like everybody.
Stop saying her fucking name.
Sorry, dude. I'm on a roll. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get sued. Anyway, that was what it was. It was one of those things where everybody would like throw notes and like we would dare people like go up and talk to her. Like, do you ever have that? Like, go up and talk to her. Do this. Like, say,
I mean, how old was she?
like 23.
All right, well that
Like she was
okay,
like
yeah,
out of
yeah.
college. Like that's what it was.
Right,
Like,
right.
and
Well,
we were. This is
Yeah, I would
eighth
have had the
grade.
balls to do that, but not like a real teacher. I couldn't.
No, she was like a very kind. Like she was like, hey everybody. She was very like welcoming and kind and everything. But like that, she was just super hot. Like
But
that's what
there
it
was several instances of teachers fucking kids in our school.
Oh man,
Several instances.
rumors of it in my school, but again, small town, so like I
No,
feel like they
we
probably
knew for a fact that we knew for a fact that it was happening.
We had a lot of cases of kids fucking in the bathrooms, but there was never any case. There was a rumor. There was a rumor. I remember my kindergarten teacher got fired because he banged like 2 of the teachers. Though I do remember that. I remember my parents.
Why would he get in
distinctly-
trouble for banging?
He
other
was
teachers?
married.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I guess that was
mean,
the
I'm-
issue they took
I'm
with it. But he
still-
banged like not the same time at least, but he was
I'm like,
he-
where's the fireable offense?
like I remember like he was having 2 active affairs at the time. Like
Yankees just lost 7-5.
he looked like. Wait, what is it? Oh, they did. They just
Yeah,
lost
they
7-5.
just lost 7-5. Yeah,
Tampa Bay.
yeah. Tie that series on up.
Man, all right.
Yeah.
Keith Corner's hat.
Yeah, no, just
But it was just weird. I remember that like that was a whole thing where like, I remember my parents distinctly talking about Mr. So-and-so's not there anymore because he was having 2 active affairs with like 2 teachers, one social studies and one science teacher or something.
I still don't see.
And they were hot too. I remember.
I don't see what's the fireable offense. Though.
No, but like that's one of those things where it's just like we the board
It's in poor
don't
taste.
what no, I guess in poor taste.
Yeah, definitely in poor taste.
This was like he was like my first grade teacher. Like it's weird to me that you would fire a guy for that. Like, yeah, listen, I don't think you should cheat on your wife or whatever, but at the same time I'm like, is that really gonna like I don't fucking know what's going on. It's not like he's going up there talking to us about how he ate her pussy last night or some shit. Like it's not.
Boy, would he have been cool if he had?
Oh man, imagine, man. He's like,
He was just like one of the guys. He like shut the door. He was like, "Gosh, shh, shh, shh."
he was the teacher that really went in on Halloween costumes. He would have like,
It's always the fun ones.
yeah, but like it was either. I feel like the route is either at that time it's like you either had to be a puss hound or you end up being a pedophile. Is that not the 2 routes for the cool teacher?
No, because you know what's funny? In Riverhead, there was definitely some cool ass teachers, but they. Let's see. There was 2 teachers that were definitely fucking a couple students.
Oh, so tell me about that, man, because that was like something like I don't mean to prod, but like
I mean, but it wasn't.
what was that?
It wasn't like malicious though. It wasn't like
like
how
Mean
you
Girls,
figure-
where they're like,
No, it was like she in Riverhead especially like girls in Riverhead had their summer where
Yeah.
they went from just being like when they went from having cooties to having booties, really. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like
that time where the girls in your grade grow up and
yeah,
everything. I
Yeah,
remember that.
they really have like a summer. It's like a summer where you don't
Like
see
all of a
them.
sudden, oh man, Jessica's got tits.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah.
a summer you don't see them, and then they just come back to school. It's like, wow, what was that?
That's not like that's every like I remember one
But
girl.
it seems like they all. It was like it was either 8th to 9th or 9th to 10th.
It was 8th to 9th for me. I'll tell you right now. It was 8th to 9th because like there was like 2 girls that like they were like the 2 tall girls and like over the summer we didn't see them when they came in. They looked like in my head at that time it was like models were walking into the school.
Right.
That was like in my like whatever teenage head I was just like those are the 2 hottest girls I've ever seen in my life.
Because I remember saying to I asked my dad. I was like, wow, all these girls are having their summer. I was like, do you think my dick's gonna have that summer too? He was like, no.
What'd your dad say? Nah. You wear too many
He
panties.
said in a very stern voice, "No, son."
Oh, he didn't support your cock excursions.
No, he didn't.
I remember like because I had small school. Like I said, I never got laid with any of the girls in my grade. Like ever. Like the first girlfriend I had. This is gonna sound like a space camp girlfriend, but the first girlfriend I had was from North Carolina.
Your first girlfriend was from North Carolina.
Yeah, she lived out here in the summer. That sounds so suspicious.
I was like, Joe. I was like, I
You-
literally
I know,
rolled
you
my.
looking at me.
As soon as you said that, I rolled my eyes. I was like, Joe. I was
No,
like, come
I
on.
swear to
was
God,
like,
I'm not gonna fuck up
we're
and say her-
podcasting. We're just talking.
No,
here,
I'm not.
Come here with this flim flam. I can't really.
She was-
your fucking your sweetheart from across
My space camp
couple
girlfriend.
states,
Yes,
huh?
my space.
Uh,
What is this?
What are we
Look
doing?
at you here with your space camp
What are we
girlfriend.
doing here? You
Dude, you
space
talking
camp
to-
slut?
This is just me. We're just talking here, man. You can't just be. You just can't make shit up.
All right, so your girlfriend from
That was
North
a-
Carolina.
Yeah, girlfriend. That was the first. She like took my virginity and everything. But I had gotten a blowjob before that.
Hey, Landis, get this. Get me right here. So Joe's girlfriend from North Carolina.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, fuck you.
All right, go ahead. What else did she do?
That was
she
it.
took your virginity?
She took my virginity. Yeah.
All right, well, how'd she do it?
On the couch, missionary style.
So what you guys was like? So
That was it. Like I don't know.
all right, well, so
What was
you
your
took
first time like?
all right, so you took off your skippies, and then she took off.
She just took. I remember. I'm gonna give you all the details.
Yeah. Show me. Like, how did it go?
It was like I don't know. Like it's not like an amazing story. Like I can't sit here and say like it just like we were dating.
You probably vaguely remember it, right?
Vaguely, yeah. We were, yeah, but of course, who doesn't? These moments, like I remember
say
exactly.
blow
We
for
were
blow.
downstairs in my house on the couch in my living room, and like my parents weren't home. They never are with these stories. Parents,
Of course, there was
no music on.
See.
I didn't like go over and put on fucking like In the God of Vita to get the mood going or some shit. And like she legitimately like it was the only time in my life I remember thinking like, wow, this girl legitimately wants to have sex with me. That was the last time I ever felt wanted.
That's what.
That was she wanted to have sex because she had sex before.
Boy, how the mind plays tricks on you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny how the girl that slightly wanted to have sex with Joe is from the 30-year-old tranny who just like with work boots on. It was like, oh, she had on high heels, but it actually like work boots from a next door neighbor that was a little handsy.
Wait, back up. When am I banging the tranny?
All right,
that was literally it, and she like left her top on, but she had giant tits. She was like like she like very.
So the girl with giant tits from North Carolina took your virginity.
Yeah.
That really,
I can't say her name.
That
We're
really
just gonna end up beeping that out. Don't look at me.
I mean, that really wanted you.
Yeah, she liked banging me, but like it lasted like fuck you, Keith. I don't know. I don't know how else it happened. Like I don't have like I didn't put on moves. Like she like no, actually like
So
not,
you literally
she wanted no. It was like her plan. Like it was one of those things where she's like I'm gonna come over.
But
and
Joe,
fuck
just
you.
hear me out though. This is what we got so far.
Look, he's taking notes of my sex life right now.
North Carolina, busty, very good looking. She made all the moves.
She was my high school prom date too. She like came to my prom.
You did nothing, and she only wanted you. That's what we got so far.
Only I don't.
I'm saying, but she only had eyes for you. Wanted to bang.
I think
you.
it was cool at the time.
You didn't even put, from what I have, you put no effort forth.
I just was there, man. I
You
showed
were just
up.
a body.
Oh no, let me double down on this. Like I was like just.
You were the girl on the couch in Kids.
We talking about bravado comedy. This
you-
is bravado seriousness.
You were the girl on the couch in Kids as
Which one? The one that gets AIDS or the one that?
the one that gives AIDS to.
Oh, the one that gives AIDS to whatever Fun Boy, whatever the fuck his name is.
No, Milky.
Milky.
What, Whitey? What was his name?
It was Milky.
Slim.
No, it was Casper.
Casper.
No, yeah, she gets AIDS from that guy,
Right.
and
She
then
gets
he-
AIDS from
he-
Casper's friend.
He date rapes her in the morning.
Right.
Oh God, that's right.
Good movie, Kids.
Good movie. Also, Bully.
Hard
Great
to
double
find.
feature.
Hard to find now. Kids, not around.
Wasn't there a
anymore.
criterion of that?
Well, it's like
Is that one of those movies that's like trying?
they had to like edit it down to get it from like porn. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Because you watch those fucking like.
Like, you know how hard it was to get something to be NC-17 then? Like, it didn't even like.
But you watch that movie, it's like you watch Showgirls, and you're like, I get it.
I
but-
felt dirty after
Yeah,
watching
Kids,
Kids.
you
I
watch-
felt filthy.
Dude, I remember that was one of those movies that we used to like. Let's watch Kids.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk about? And like, I actually lost my virginity while we were watching it. It's fucked up. But like,
it was. I remember this white kid at school. He was one of my friends. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was like, yo, I got this fucked up movie. You want to watch it?
It is a fucked up movie.
I was like, just to not be a pussy. I said, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what
like,
you did
I was
back
like, no, I don't like.
Wanna
It's
watch
like, I don't want to see this shit. Like, and it was just like
it's fucking
it just made,
raw.
they like hung a Rottweiler in the alley.
Yeah, it's like
was
it's
just
weird
wild.
because
It was
like
wild shit.
They were like, this is what inner city kids do.
Like,
And
no, they
I'm
don't.
like, no, that's what
they
serial
don't.
killers fucking do, man. That's what Ted Bundy did. Like, here's the thing. Like, here's what I remember at one point in the movie, they go to Central Park to so easily. I don't know how these kids find weed like that. I wish I knew how the fuck. They just knew where drug dealers are. I remember this. They buy the dime bag. He drops it on the ground, and then they pick it up.
To
and
avoid the hand to hand.
Yeah, but then he just goes, do you have a blunt? And he goes, yeah. And they show him roll. I remember it was how I learned to roll a blunt from this movie, like as I had smoked weed. So like he like cuts the cigar and then he hands him back the dime bag to roll the blunt. And I'm like, well, why the hell did you go through all that shit for?
Wild.
But yeah, that whole movie's fucking nuts. They all like. I remember there was a whole thing about wagging dicks in a pool. Like everybody's like looking like
his name was Harold Hunter.
Harold Hunter. Did anybody go on to do stuff after this? Or was this like a select group of people that are only in this movie?
I think Rosario Dawson was in Kids.
Was that, or was it for as a bulk? Sometimes
now that you said
Rosario Dawson was in Kids.
I believe she was. Now,
I believe it.
Someone is going to watch this and post and be very upset at our lack of knowledge of this and say, like,
You don't know who's in fucking.
I think it was Rosario Dawson, but it could have been the girl from Warriors.
Mercedes Rule.
Yeah, it could have been the girl from Warriors.
She won an Oscar, didn't she?
Not for Warriors.
No. Should have. The movie's great. I love Warriors. The Warriors are great.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. I love that
Warriors.
movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's funny how like you debunk all of Warriors by just like you can't redo it because a cell phone ruins everything.
Yeah, literally, that's one of those movies. You're absolutely right. I was talking about. It's just so funny you say that. I was talking about this recently with my buddy Dan, where I was just talking. You don't have to bleep that out. He's not the hot teacher. But like. We were talking about, it's like, there's so many movies from that era that have like, if you just implement a cell phone, the plot, that movie's 5
nothing,
minutes.
paper thin.
Yeah, like so many movies about letters and like, if you had a cell phone, you would tell the Countess that she was going to get killed much quicker.
Right.
Like,
you had to speed over there because it's like, she's not picking up the house phone, man.
it's like, not even that. It's like, I'll send a letter. I don't know if it'll get there in time. Motherfucker, if you had text messages, you'd be like, bitch, get out of the house. Like, get out of the house.
That motherfucker is crazy.
Like, you could have warned so many movies. Ruined. You could have told Sonny Corleone he was going to get shot way sooner if you just had Sprint.
if you just had
Sprint or AT&T, man.
Because at that point in time, what you would have really needed is a really good lawyer, and you could have called Celino and Barnes. What you don't know about that is Steve Barnes died over yesterday.
Who's Steve Barnes?
Celino and Barnes. You remember Celino and Barnes?
The lawyer guys?
Yeah, the lawyer guys, yeah.
I remember that in the 1-800-Lawyers commercial.
So Steve Barnes died. You know how he died? Doing like some like rich dick wagging shit.
What did he do? Like base jump into a fucking vat of champagne or some
on that
cunty
level
shit like that?
No, he died with his niece in a private plane. Like
oh man, now I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, that he was pilot. Like he was piloting. Like he was the pilot in a private plane.
Oh, is that his picture?
Yeah, Steve Barnes.
Wow, he looks like a rich guy that would die in a plane crash.
Yeah.
That happened out. That same thing happened to some like.
It's happened to a couple of people.
Yeah, it happened. I don't know if you heard about this, but like it happened. I used to work for a golf course out in the Hamptons and everything, East Hampton specifically, and like their owners like. I worked there for like a year. It was awesome. Met the owners. And then like 2 months into the second year, they died in a plane crash. They died before opening. And it was like, it's weird when you don't know, like I don't mean like it wasn't sad. Like I acknowledge that it's sad, but you ever been in a situation where like you work with like there's a bunch of people that knew everybody else better than you.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I didn't really know them. Like, yeah, this is sad. Everybody's like crying around me at work. Like
the worst has happened to go to that person's funeral.
I like there was a legit line around the block. I went at 6:30 and they told me it's like
you gotta try to muster up.
I had to go at 6:30 in the morning. I went at 6:30 in the fucking morning to this thing.
Yeah, I can't do that
because they were doing like an all day thing. It was ridiculous. But like, yeah, it like I remember being in that situation. Yeah, those rich people that died in a plane crash though. Yeah, that's how like rich people die.
You got to die like Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah, it's
you know
like
I mean?
you're killed tragically.
Yeah, you got to die, and I got to get stabbed in the alley because somebody's trying to get my pearls or something.
Yeah, like that's the stigma. Everybody's got to have the Wayne's death. Like you're right. But yeah, that's what it is. It's always.
But I want to go down and fight. I don't want to get stabbed in the back running. I got to go down and fight because if it looks like he got stabbed in the back running away from. It's like
got stabbed in the
like
back.
A pussy, but you're gonna get stabbed in the stomach as you were fighting him. It was like, oh, he went out swinging.
Is that how Jeff Bezos is going to go out? Like he's just going to be like Jeff Bezos was stabbed in the back and then ran 6 blocks to take care of the man that accosted. Like he just goes out like a G. Like everybody's like, God damn, he's a piece of shit. But man went out on like a real goddamn stallion. Like.
See, Bezos, he's a rich guy who had a great idea, but he's not like we needed like. I'm so mad at Steve Jobs for just being a dickhead. You know what I mean? Not believing in modern medicine.
Yeah, really.
Golly.
Isn't like I know people praise Steve Jobs and they deserve to, but at the same time, I'm like he was kind of a moron, right? Like he's like if he went to the hospital, like dude, go to the hospital. No. I don't believe in like you're a genius. Fine, go to the hospital. You have cancer. What is no. I believe in modern medicine. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to snort Indian hair.
Yeah.
And when I snort the Indian hair, it's going to release the
He was
toxins.
drinking unconcentrated pineapple juice and shit, trying to get better. It's like, what are you doing?
And like you know how like you see pictures of people in their last days and you're like, oh,
He looked bad.
He looked like
Real
a
bad.
fucking like Addams Family character. He looked like an Addams Family cousin, like Uncle Deadly or some shit. That's what he looked like. And it was like, if you had just gone to the hospital, you'd probably still be alive.
Yeah,
I'm not like. It's so stupid
he
to
would
me.
be alive if he had just believed in science.
No, but he believed in drinking only goat milk and snorting sand from the Dalai Lama's vagina or butt crack, whatever.
Either or.
Like, what did you do to get better? I only ate pills of gold and I drank water.
That's the problem with these guys. They
That's
get
what it is. Rich people don't like.
But you could get so rich you become delusional.
But it's weird to me that he founded Apple, which is all technology based, and he was like, none of that medicine shit for me.
Yeah, but but for him, Apple was more of a dickwag too. Of like it was like other smart guys were doing something. He was like, oh really? I can outsmart
Well,
you.
he also fucked up and got fired from his own company. So like
Right.
I feel like everything after that was just a fuck you.
Yeah,
Everything he ever did after that was like, I will never let you forget what happened to me. Like the real story of Steve Jobs is a horrifying revenge story where he dies of cancer alone.
That's some sick shit.
I know, I'm such a dark piece of shit.
But yes, as we were talking about OnlyFans.
Oh wait. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. This is my favorite topic ever, by the way.
No, but you know what's funny? OnlyFans is, if you want to show yourself. Like,
No hate to anybody who has a OnlyFans.
I have no hate to anybody.
No, more
I mean,
power to you guys.
listen,
God bless.
doing the God's work out there. You know, if people, I said this is the difference between men and women, and like women always get mad at me for saying, I'm like when all else fails, you could always
So yeah,
like either
that's an option.
show your body or sell your body if all else fails, and make money,
Like,
and make good money.
do you know any women? Honest question. Do you know any women that are strippers?
Yes.
I don't know a woman that's not a professional, like an exotic dancer that doesn't do it on some level, that doesn't walk away with at least $1,000 in her pocket in a night.
And they make it sound like you got to be a bad person
No,
to do this shit. Like, no, you don't.
You know, yeah,
Like-
just stripper was like the dirty thing for years.
Like, no, you don't. Like,
No,
like,
yeah.
It's
like you can tour the world as a stripper.
right, and they make it seem more. It's like oh, I can't believe that girl has to do that. It's like no,
They
she
want
wants
to do it.
that. Yeah, she wants to. She's not goaded into a life of it. Like it was like she wants to do this.
Yeah. Like what I'm saying. And this is
And
not
people
like,
want to see it, obviously, because they're paying lots of money to see it.
who the fuck doesn't like tits? Gay guys like tits, man. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's
Yeah,
just.
I
one of
hate
those,
the shaming. Remember when it was like
slut
free-
shaming.
it was like-
I've never.
It was like free the nip and all that stuff. What happened to that?
yeah. But
Girls were going on the subway naked.
no,
after
that was the free the nip was all the backlash about breastfeeding in public. I thought.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
But like no, well, there's the slut parade, which still goes on. The slut parade, and then there's
they can't do it during COVID. I mean, we
No,
can
no,
do
but they-
a Zoom slut parade.
yeah. I
Is
think
that a-
Amber Rose was a big contributor to that.
Yeah, she's back on Instagram, kind of like doing.
What was she off Instagram? Isn't that her
She
thing?
goes through her bouts. Yeah, she goes through.
She's
she
Amber
goes through
Rose. What
bouts,
else does she
yeah.
do? She had a talk show for 5 minutes.
And it was horrible, by the way.
No, are you telling me the talk show hosted by Amber Rose, who's basically famous because she was Kanye West's girlfriend?
Amber Rose has a horrible talk show. Drew Barrymore has a new talk show. That's
yeah, that
horrible.
blows my mind.
You name it. It's like
Drew Barrymore's talk show will have 3 seasons before it's canceled, though.
somebody forced her into that. She comes
Yeah,
off
Jimmy
so
Fallon.
unnatural. She comes off very unnatural in that role.
Because she's best friends with Jimmy Fallon, and they were probably doing coke together one night, and they were just like, and Jimmy was like, "Hey, you know what you should do, Drew? You should do a talk show.
He said, "No, they're gonna love you.
They're
It's
gonna
like-
love you, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew, that's what you should
They all
do.
get
You should
to
be
talk.
like me." All right, I'm friends with The Rock. I don't know.
She's been in. Drew Barrymore's been in Hollywood for a long.
Yeah, she
fucking
comes from one of
time.
those fucked up Hollywood families.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
that. The
yeah.
Barrymores
She's been
are
in
like
around for a
synonymously
long
like,
time.
because she was like, wasn't
was
she
in
like
E.T.?
a problem kid? at one
She was in E.T., right?
She was. That was her
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, she was a little girl
the
in
kid
E.T.,
from
yeah.
E.T., which was like, talk about, you were in Spielberg movie in the 80s? Holy shit.
She did have a little bit of a lunk head, even as a kid.
She was
had
in
little-
Poison Ivy,
yeah,
which I
she had a
loved.
little lunk head.
She was like, she had like, you know what it is? She had like the the big top, like a hammerhead type thing, and then like a small jaw, and then her body was like her head looked like a light bulb.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
But she stood the test of time.
No, she's
Some people think that she's
make
really,
movies anymore. Though?
Some people think that she's really hot. I was like, I never saw it.
There was a time. There was a window. It was a Charlie's Angels window.
Must have been
she
a
was
crack.
bangable during then.
If the window must
Otherwise,
have been this much. I mean,
it was It was like in those movies. I'm like, I could bang you in these.
no, I mean she's fine. I mean, listen,
Otherwise, she looks like a lady I'd buy weed off of. I come off such like a piece of shit, but like I just don't
I
find
forgot
her
the-
very more attractive.
I forgot the actress's name that played Christopher Reeve's Lois Lane in Superman.
Margot Kidder.
Margot Kidder.
Margot Kidder was a fox.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was back in the day. Not now. Not when
Not
she started.
in that Superman movie. She was not a fox.
Really? I don't know. I like old white ladies.
To get rid of your Superman powers, she was that hot. To get rid of your Superman powers.
You're talking 79 hot, man. That's different though.
No, I'm not. I'm talking. He gave up.
I'm doubling down on this. I'd fuck Margot Kidder. Sorry, whatever.
No, it's
Not Margot Kidder now. She's dead.
No, it's not enough to get rid of my Superman powers. You got to be out of your mind.
You sound hurt. What happened?
No, I'm just saying it's just not enough.
So what's
to
your
get rid
point
of,
about Margot Kidder? Never mind the fact that we want to double team her.
It's just I couldn't get rid of my Superman powers for Margot Kidder.
All right. So who'd you get rid of your? So you're saying she wasn't hot enough? Did you get rid of your Superman powers for who's Lois Lane now? The redhead. She was the most current one.
Yeah, well, she's not an actual
for the
redhead.
new one. Would you get rid of your Superman powers for her?
No, that's Borat's wife. No, I wouldn't.
She's married to Borat.
Yeah.
Not Borat. I can't remember his name either.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah.
Yeah, she's married to Borat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of which, Borat 2 is coming out. That shit
It's
looks
on Amazon, right?
fucking hilarious.
Wait, let's go back to OnlyFans for a minute.
Yeah.
I want to go back to OnlyFans because this is like a whole topic that we keep skating around. But like, no, we were saying before, no disrespect, but like, I know a lot of people that like. I think we mentioned this before about how like when COVID happened, like the first month, I got like a bunch of like, hey, check out my OnlyFans and everything.
Yeah.
And like, like I said at the time, like, I'm not gonna do this. And then like, alone 2 a.m. stoned guy is gonna go hey, I'm gonna support a good cause, and then like do something terrible, and I feel even worse than after I jerk off when I watch OnlyFans. But like the thing about it to me is crazy is like we were talking about slut shaming before and everything, but like I think I'm actively watching a few people I know like become porn stars, and I don't know if I'm jealous or if I'm just interested.
More power
like,
to you.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like more power to them. But it's like this whole like new revenue that's opened up. Like, cause I know cam girls. I know fucking people.
Listen, this girl's on Cam Soda. This girl's on OnlyFans. There's Instagram models. We'll call them,
those are influencers.
Influencers.
But that's just the
models.
hot girls. OnlyFans girls are putting the work towards. If you're watching a girl fucking go to town on a fucking like I don't know a nine-tailed fox dildo, that's some work, man. That's more than fucking standing in front of the pool and showing your ass.
It definitely is.
I'm just saying.
But there's
I feel
different
like
levels.
people who do porn get a bad rap.
Listen,
They work hard.
But there's different levels of hot though. There's locally hot. Like if you're local hot, you got to do more shit.
I feel like there's a lot of local hot on
When
OnlyFans.
you're local hot, you gotta have to get down and dirty. If you're local hot, they're touching. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of local hot on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I will say that, but I also feel like there's a lot of surprising hot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen.
How many subscriptions do you have? $5 ain't bad.
None. I've never signed up for it. I never care enough to even.
I
don't care.
If you think I wasn't going to get laid before this, after this now, they'd be like, he likes
I have no
OnlyFans.
infinity whatsoever for it. But we're gonna wrap this one up. We're
You
running.
always fucking skip over the OnlyFans shit.
We'll talk about it next time.
God damn it.
I got a couple of shows coming up soon outside. As a matter of fact, I
I
hope
too.
that they happen, but I'm not even going to mention it yet. But hopefully, I got a couple of shows coming up outside. Please subscribe to Keith Fairfax.
I have one out of
Keith
state.
Fairfax Comedy, and follow me on Instagram, YouTube. And you said you got what?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go
you're
ahead.
doing your
It's
thing.
fine.
I apologize. No, I've got one coming up out of state. I'm actually doing Mohegan Sun.
Nice.
This I'm allowed to talk about and everything, and like this is all good and all that stuff. So it's November 4th, Mohegan Sun at Comics Roadhouse. It's
Good.
oh, you're just Oscaring me?
No.
I have 10 minutes, but I'm just saying, like November 4th, Comics Roadhouse. Look up. It's presented by Jeff Wade.
Nice. All right. Awesome. Guys, I hope you like the show. We'll be doing many more. And Yeah, till next time. This is Keith Fairfax, and these are Fairfax with Fairfax.
Thanks for having me on again, man.
No problem, bud. And we're out.